Hi, welcome to Data Privacy Week 2026. I'm Sharon Mikesell, and I'm a Data Privacy Week champion from Mobile Mikesell's LLC. We've been Data Privacy Week champions for many years, and we're happy you're here with us. So the information presented in this presentation provides suggestions provided by the National Cybersecurity Alliance to minimize the likelihood of cyber threats and data privacy hacks, not rigid guidelines. Remember, your situation is unique to you. As a professional business advisor, let me remind you that this is advice. It's not a mandate, and all opinions, conclusion, and or recommendations expressed are those of the authors. So what is Data Privacy Week and why the heck am I presenting this? Data Privacy Week is a global effort to raise awareness about the importance of respecting privacy, safeguarding your data, and enabling some trust. The National Cybersecurity Alliance coordinates this effort, and I have personally been a champion of the National Cybersecurity Alliance events since 2020. At that time, I was the CARES Act Program Manager at Cal Coastal Small Business Development Center, and I've continued that association through the present time through the company Mobile Mikesell's LLC. So what is data privacy? What comes to mind when you think about data privacy anyways? Are you thinking about shutting the door for a private conversation, or locking your phone, or maybe closing your window blinds? That's probably not data privacy the way that we're talking about it today, but all of those things are important. You have a right to privacy. Privacy is the fundamental right to control access to your personal life and your information, and that includes the right to keep certain information unseen or undisturbed by others. And here's why it's so important. Since most of us are connected to the internet, privacy includes how the information about us and our families is used and shared. You deserve the right to control your data. This is the heart of data privacy, and it's an essential issue now more than ever. So keep your information private. From the vantage point of these days, you're probably aware that the concept of privacy has evolved. So let's work together to protect our digital spaces. It includes your online identity, your browsing habits on the internet, and even the messages that you send to some of your friends. So the right to privacy in this context means safeguarding your information from unwanted or some really unnecessary access. So what is your identifiable information? Well, obviously it's your name, because that's how you're identified, but it's also your address, your phone number, your date of birth, and your social security number. I mean, I remember back in the days when my college ID was my social security number. It's not that way anymore. There's a lot of different things that want to be kept private, because now it's ways that they identify you globally. But wait, there's some more. There's identifiable information that includes data about your behavior online, products you buy, websites you visit, even how long you stay on a web page might be interesting to some people. So spending a few minutes streaming a video, maybe this one even, or playing around on an app creates thousands to millions of data points. And why does anybody care? Why does anyone want that information? Well, advertisers and some other companies that include data brokers do collect it. They create tailored ads for you. You know you've thought about shoes and suddenly there's ads for shoes. They track your purchasing trends and they study your behavior. Often companies do anonymize the data. They make it anonymous, but before they sell it. But that doesn't entirely remove that privacy risk. So, what's the difference between data privacy and cybersecurity? Well, data privacy focuses on who has access to your data, and cybersecurity protects that data from hacking and malware and other online threats. They do work together hand in hand, and secure systems do help keep your data private. But we must stay informed and make intelligent privacy choices. And that's when your brain comes into the picture. So, why does data privacy matter? You'd be thoughtful about what you share online, because the more data you share online, the risk of unauthorized access increases. Just because you want to protect that information, you want to reduce the chances of that information being misused. Many apps or websites may request access that they don't really need. You can decide what data you are comfortable sharing. You don't want to give your credit card number out to somebody who might be using it for nefarious purposes. You want to actually make a purchase with that credit card number. You don't want it just on file for something. You want to balance privacy and convenience. A Maps app may need the location data to give you directions to where you want to go. Well, obviously, they're going to need to know where you are at that point, but they don't need your credit card number. You know how to balance that information, balance your choices to help you manage what you want to share and what you want to disclose to other people. And there are some things that you can't really control. Obviously, a data for your map, you need to know where you are. For your taxes, if you're filing online, yes, yeah, they'll know your personal information because you're filing your taxes online. Some things you just can't control. But start a data privacy habit. Does this website really need this information for the purpose that you're there? Don't grant access to anything if your information is irrelevant to the task at hand. Just think about it before you do it. Do you want the access to always be on your apps on your phone, or only while using the app? You can check your settings and make sure that you're not disclosing information you don't want to disclose. Audit your apps. Delete the apps you don't use anymore. You may not be using an app for a long time, but it may be set to get your information. Delete it if you're not using it. In summary, for Data Privacy Week, some items are necessary to share to accomplish your task. So think before you share that information. You don't have to always allow apps to share your info, and delete those unused or unwanted apps to prevent sharing information that you don't want shared. Thanks very much for attending this webinar. I tried to keep it short and sweet, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. And on behalf of the National Cybersecurity Alliance and the Mobile Mic Cells, thank you again for attending, and stay safe online.